Hello there, peeps. This is Wadaka the Ass speaking once again, and it's time to continue on with Khimera Destroy All Monster Girls. This is the bonus video, and Saxophone isn't here this time, just because there are some bonuses I want to show off that would be very awkward to show off with post-co commentary. First things first, though, let's go ahead and handle the all items situation. We have all the fairies, so we might as well come back to the fairies domain. And it looks a lot more... looks like there's a lot more fairies than before. I don't think that 25 fairies appear here, just they start appearing more as you collect more. And this one has a notebook for us. But that's not all. Maybe she'll like it this time. Nope. Every time. She's just backing out of this one. But... Alright, Chelsea, you got an upgrade. So, Berserk mode. It's a blessing and a curse. Basically, One Punch Khimera. Ah, man, jokes. Is anyone back here, by the way? Okay, just you. So, the way Berserk mode works, I believe, and I'll have to ask, Saxophone to confirm this for me. But basically, you can't take it on, or, you can't put it on or take it off unless you're on the world map. And while it's active, you take double damage, but you deal out triple the damage. Meaning it's very good for speedruns if you can control it. I know it takes down bosses really quickly. Here in the lab, let's take another proper look at Cakeboy. That is not what you look like right now, Chelsea. So, it's just a little arcade thing. Let's just see how far I can get. You press up to go through doors, and the white door is the exit when you take the cake. Otherwise, green doors go to green doors, red doors go to red doors, and vice versa. Later on in the levels, you can get a bomb power, which lets you drop a bomb to attack enemies. When you're holding a cake, you can't jump very high. Also, screen wraps. I don't think I've ever really gotten past... I think the farthest I've ever gotten is at least to level 10. Also, cracked doors will disappear after one use. So yeah, this is just a little arcade distraction, and if you get to level 15, then you get a notebook, but there's a cheat there for those who have trouble. Which I am grateful for. I honestly am not very good at this game in the later levels. To be perfectly honest. Well, this could be trouble. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that the doors reappeared. Learn something new every day. Oh, and yeah, you have a time limit too. Where am I right here? Well, this one's really easy. I believe the layouts, no matter which level you end up on, are randomized. It's just that there's a certain number of objects per level that it pulls from. I know that this Dark Cakeboy character doesn't appear until later on in the levels. Boop. Oh crap! Yeah, that's... yeah. Landing the bombs on those guys is kinda not the most intuitive thing in the world. Well, this is a conundrum. Fortunately, I have a solution. Yay. I can see this being a good distraction for if I do an update video in the future. But yeah, I think I've shown off enough. So what happens if you choose heck yes at the final battle? Well, technically it's not that bad an ending, but... Oh really? What? After all that she just joins us? I should have just asked her myself at the start. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And so Chelsea chose to abandon her home and join the sea spiders. Her strength and cunning earned her the title of first mate. The captain eventually retired from a life at sea. She left her crew and fleet in Chelsea's capable hands. As captain, Chelsea led the sea spiders into a golden age of looting and plundering. With the treasury emptied, the town of Ragazzo eventually ceased to be. The monsters moved on, and the island was abandoned. The professor was devastated when he heard of Chelsea's exploits with the sea spiders. He left Morgana Island, never to be heard from again. Poor professor. Back here in the town, remember this cat? Well, we can actually make it up here. And he's the one who's been writing all the logbooks. So I already read through a few of these, but then my phone rang, so there's an outtake. Chelsea. Species, Khimera. Age, a few days. Favorite food, pizza. Created from whatever DNA the professor had lying around, Chelsea is the world's first synthetic Khimera. Her brain was pre-programmed to be able to function in everyday life. Chelsea was not meant to be a hero, but some last-minute changes to her DNA and program made her into a formidable fighter in no time. Chelsea is actually left-handed, so using her right hand to fight is a little confusing for her. The Professor. Species, human. Age, 29. Perfect evening, movies. He introduced himself at one point, but nobody actually remembers his name. He is simply referred to as the Professor. After a lab accident where his partner was infected with wasp DNA, he hit a breakthrough. The ability to change DNA on the fly became the basis for what would eventually be Chelsea. When not creating his own monsters, he enjoys old monster movies. Bernadette. Species, Dullahan. Age, 27. Least favorite saying, don't lose your head. Bernadette is the town's only law enforcement. It was a pretty relaxing job until the pirates attacked. Being a Dullahan, Bernadette can detach her head and move independent of her body. It's not a very useful trick as her body tends to want to stay separated and getting her back together can sometimes be a huge hassle. Fluff Pirate. Bottom rung pirate. Personality, clumsy. Specialty, tripping. You'd love Brawl then. Favorite pirate, Serpentina. The Fluffs are a hard-working species that will do almost anything if the pay is right. It's no surprise that the sea spiders can keep so many of them under their employment. Fluff pirates do most of the low-level grunt work on the ship, like cooking and cleaning. They used to also serve the food, but they kept tripping. Fluff Aviator. Airborne menace. Personality, airheaded. Specialty, keeping their hat on. Top speed, not much. These Fluffs are equipped with cute little propeller hats that let them fly in the air. Some float lazily up and down, while others will actively follow their targets around. Regardless, they both get paid the same. Fluff Bomber. Projectile Pro. Personality, tough. Specialty, explosives. Favorite outfit, Gillisuit. I do not know what a Gillisuit is, I guess I'll have to look that up later. These Fluffs are trained to operate mortars. They fire explosives into the air, blocking the path above them. Unlike most projectiles, their explosives will explode on contact, so they can't be knocked away. Pacifica has tried to explain to them that the ghillie suits do absolutely nothing to blend in against concrete and metal, but they refuse to take them off. So I guess that ghillie suits have to do with camouflage? Pirate Swordsman, Foot Soldier of Fortune. Personality, determined. Specialty, quick counters. Aspiration, to be promoted to Samurai. These masked pirates make the bulk of the Sea Spider's offensive. Just like the Fluffs, they'll keep working as long as they get paid. So long as there's treasure to pilfer and booty to plunder, they'll be there. I think I messed up the reading there, but whatever. They try their best to move unpredictably to throw off their enemies. Yeah, they've been a problem from you, apparently. Pirate Marksman. Sharpshooting Casanova. Personality, dreamer. Specialty, aiming true. Best throw, every throw. Instead of carrying swords, pirate marksmen carry an extensive inventory of throwing stars to pierce their enemies from afar. Some would argue that you could easily carry throwing stars and a sword, but these guys will have none of that talk. Their projectiles are dangerous, but won't stand a chance against a well-timed punch. Pirate Cannoneer, the big guns. Personality, rocksteady. Specialty, lifting heavy loads. Favorite element, PB. That's either a peanut butter and jelly joke, or I need to remind myself which element that is on the periodic table. It's more likely the latter. These pirates carry heavy cannons into battle. Nobody knows where they keep the ammunition. Pirate cannoneers can't move very well lugging these huge cannons around, so they opt to just stand still. They are completely defenseless from an attack from above or below. Pirate Demolitions. The Big Bang. Personality, calculated. Specialty, fireworks. Favorite holiday, the 4th of July. The bombs that the pirate demolitionists carry will walk forward on their own. They can be disarmed by knocking them away with quick punch. If you have the giant shockwave, you can break them from a distance. Pirate Explorer. Sure-footed surveyor. Personality, brave. Specialty, exploration. Favorite video game, Ice Climber. Ah, nice reference. That makes sense. Pirate explorers are in charge of surveying rough terrain. They stay latched to walls and throw spare ice picks as projectiles. This is not very safe. Even in harsh environments, they still wear the standard pirate uniform. The captain says they're fine, but really she doesn't want to spring for winter coats. Pirate Samurai. Willow's Steel. Personality, cold. Specialty, honor. Skilled? Yes. The elite of the elite, the pirate samurai is a cut above the other pirates. When it strikes its flashy pose, it's signaling that it's ready to counter. If its counter fails, you have an opening to strike. All of the other pirates look up to the samurai. All this pressure can't be good for them. Scuttle Bit. Horned Hoarder. Personality, manipulative. Specialty, walking back and forth. Favorite sport, wrestling. Who would have known that giant beetles make such good pirates? Scuttlebits are the attack dogs of the sea pirates. They get increasingly faster as their health falls. If you want to take them out before they get too fast, try a ground pound. Zambot. Undead pirate. Personality, greedy. Specialty, smelling bad. Hates the stereotype that all zombies know Thriller. No, only some zombies know it. Zambot. Even in the afterlife, these resilient pirates haven't given up hope. Zambot will keep coming at you, unstunned by attacks. Once defeated, their head pops off, which you can strike for additional treasure. They've always got money on the mind. Be careful though, a bomb variant of Zambot will explode if its head hits the ground. The fact that it says Zambot makes me actually wonder if these guys are actually robots instead of zombies. I'll have to ask the Shaximophone about that. Seedle. Just a pumpkin. Personality, pumpkin. Specialty, photosynthesis. Pumpkin, yes. Not a lot can be said about this pumpkin. It is just a pumpkin after all. Well, someone put explosives inside, that's probably worth mentioning. Also, the stalk is a spring. That's also worth mentioning. Ms. Whirl. Ghostly Wisp. Personality, Sundeer. Specialty, 90-degree angles. Hates being mistaken for Scalo. These shy will-o-wisp monsters are too hot to touch. They'll burn you on contact. Some bounce around without a care in the world, others will hide in lava and jump out when the need arises. They're invincible to just about everything except for their one weakness: pizza sauce. Maybe they are allergic. Scalo, levitating skull. Personality, sloppy. Specialty, looking spooky. Aspiration, to win Miss Bordeaux's affections. Originally the skull of some animal, it's been enchanted with black magic and given life again. It's pretty carefree for a disembodied head, perhaps because it no longer has any weight on its shoulders. Scalo enjoys the company of Miss Bordeaux. It really feels like they would get them. Kiran, littering witch. Personality, oppressive. Specialty, dropping things. Loves, puns. This young witch patrols the skies of Pumpkin Valley looking for unlucky chimeras to spill her potions on. Only chimeras? Well then, must have not gotten much work before Chelsea arrived. After a breakout role in Mandu vs. the Colorless Curse, Kiran lost herself to fame and fortune. After several years starring in her own self-directed primetime sitcom, she's gone back to her roots, dropping dangerous objects onto dangerous people. Little Oni, fiery redhead. Personality, feisty. Specialty, cooking. Hates winter. When the captain promised to take them away from their desolate Arctic home, they were ecstatic. No more snowshoes. No more frostbite. No more frozen instant noodle suppers in their cold and glue homes. You can imagine their disappointment when they were stationed on Mount Afrikupa's icy summit. Yay! Squidge, adorable cephalopod. Personality, scatterbrained. Specialty, darting around. Ink color, I guess that's the code for the ink color. When given the choice between working for the pirates or being eaten by them, the choice was obvious. If you get too close to Squidge, they'll unleash an inky blast. It can't be deflected. Actually, that's not at all the way they work. At least, not that I know. They move around a bit and then squirt ink at predetermined intervals. When not patrolling the oceans for undersea treasure, they hang out in a giant aquarium inside the ship. Tamol, a simple tadpole. Personality, short-tempered. Specialty, full-body tackles. Pet peeve, chimeras. These tadpole-like monsters will dash at you with all their might. Where they go if they miss is a mystery lost to the ages. Tamol are not actually pirates, just aggressive wildlife nature native to Morgana Island. Spectre Die. Service with a smile. Personality, submissive. Specialty, balance. Alignment, chaotic evil. In a previous life, they made up the staff of the abandoned castle in Pumpkin Valley. Even in death, these posh ghosts wait warmly for their master to return and ask for something to eat. They don't particularly enjoy carrying Chelsea around, but they wouldn't dare drop their tray. It goes against everything they stood for in life. The Weekday Witches. Teenagers with attitude. Specialty, elemental magic. Hates Chelsea's dash attack. From left to night, right. Monday, the stunning Witch of Fire. Tuesday, the dazzling Witch of Lightning. Wednesday, the spectacular Witch of Ice. Thursday, the wicked Witch of Wind. They are the 4 apprentices of a master witch who can control every element. There exists a 5th witch who was once a part of their group, but the other girls don't talk about her anymore. I have to wonder if that's another reference to a future game, or to one of Saxophone's other games, or if it's just lore, or maybe if it'll have something to do with Khimera too. Khimera, you again. Species, Khimera. Origin? Age? Favorite toy? Inexperienced ice demons. Khimera is a destructive monster of unknown origins. Rarely it appears before adventurers, usually in harsh and cold environments. Those who hear descriptions of its appearance often interpret it as a joke, but very few have survived an encounter with a real thing. Seems to be allergic to anchors though. Serpentina. Species, Naga. Age 25. Loves coffee. Serpentina was born and raised on a pirate ship. She's been terrorizing the high seas since she was just a baby. She said she sheds sea salt, blah blah blah. That's a tongue twister, and breathes shanties. Despite all of this, she's not actually a very good pirate. When not looting, Serpentina enjoys curling up around the ship's space heater while napping. Rest well, snake pirate. Amelia. Species Harpy. Age 16. Specialty remembering lyrics. Amelia is a child prodigy. Her intelligence and mechanical prowess is rivaled only by her short temper and violent disposition. After a prior arrest, she was drafted into the Sea Spiders. She designed and pilots their airship, the Albatross. In her spare time, Amelia enjoys illegally downloading Japanese cartoons from the internet. The worst part about it, she never seeds. I get that that's supposed to be a bird joke, but I don't entirely understand it. Anchovy. Species Slime. More specifically, a pizza slime. Age 18. Favorite topping, pepperoni. The bizarre product of a slime with perhaps too much loved pizza for pizza. Anchovy takes after her father, a deep dish pepperoni pizza. She quickly learned that the rough streets of her homeland were no place for a little marinera girl who couldn't handle herself. Anchovy honed her skills until nobody would dare take a bite out of her. Anchovy hates it when people try to eat her, but at the same time is offended when they don't. Mimi the Mimic. Best character. Species Mimic. Age? Favorite sport? Boxing. Mimi the Mimic hides in her box, waiting for unwary heroes to fall for her enticing trap. She has a short temper and is easily upset. Because of this, most of the other pirates tend to walk on eggshells around her. Her spell roulette trades power for predictability. She never really knows what will happen when she uses it. Heck, sometimes she can be healed from it. She was enlisted by the Sea Spiders when the pirates mistook her box for real treasure and took it. Makes sense. Pacifica Oceana. Species Mermaid. Age 19. Favorite animal? Catfish. Pacifica is the youngest of a wealthy billionaire's 5 daughters. She was kidnapped at the age of 13 to be held for ransom, but liked the idea of being a pirate so much that she decided to join up instead. Pacifica actually has both of her eyes. The eye patch is just for show. I keep forgetting she has an eye patch. DJ Doroko. Species Cyborg. Oh, that's what she is. I've actually been wondering. Age 25. Beats sick. After a freak disco-related accident, most of DJ Doroko's body was replaced with cybernetic parts, making her into a literal dancing machine. She is one of the Sea Spider's strongest fighters, so she usually stays with the ship to protect their treasure hoard. She currently has a theme song for the Sea Pirates in the works. She hopes that it'll go over well with the other pirates in the next meeting. Maybe. The Pirate Captain. Species Drider. Age 25. Thinks about winning. Her full name is Captain Elena Arachnia, but most refer to her as the Captain. Her limitless poise and charisma is matched only by her strength in battle. The Captain is a master strategist. Her plans take a while to properly execute, but they're guaranteed to succeed. Until now. She would never admit it, but the Captain is very self-conscious about her spider body. She wishes she could have a more human appearance. Who could ever love a spider girl? The Fairy Queen. Species Fairy. Age? A lot. Favorite fairy? All of them. Usually the role of Fairy Queen would go to the eldest daughter, but our clumsy queen inherited the task when her older sister left home to enter the exciting world of culinary arts. She's a little dull-witted, but she tries her best. Don't let her ditzy exterior fool you. Fairy Queens command magic power comparable to the gods of ancient lore. 0. Gourmet Gal. Species Fairy. Age? Don't ask. Passion? Money. Self-appointed master artisan of the kitchen, Gourmet Gal does not actually have any formal culinary education. She bought that uniform online. That said, she still cooks up a mean pizza. Gourmet Gal travels the island giving out free samples to travelers, trying to entice them to her restaurant Regaza. The guy who runs the shop for her is her son. Oh. Huh. That's interesting. Mouthface. Species, one of a kind. Age, 23. How does she see? Mouthface is an avid collector's, let me try that again. Mouthface is an avid collector of figurines and toys. She decided to share her love with the island by opening her own toy store. Unfortunately, her appearance tends to keep children away. She's very self-conscious about her gaping, bloody mouth for a face, so try not to stare. Nyazione. Species, cat. Age, 4. Favorite novel, A Tale of Two Kitties. Born with an outrageous thirst for knowledge, Nyazione is constantly looking to expand his understanding of the world around him. He is an avid reader and hopes to one day open his own library. Right now, though, his hobby is writing and compiling short bios. In fact, he's writing his own right now! Muffy. Species, mouse. Age, Aspiration, to dance. Why do I get one of these? I didn't really do anything. Every day, Muffy stops by the weapons shop in Regaza to look at the swords. Her room at home is full of them. Sometimes she records herself doing cool sword moves in her room and uploads them to the internet. She's a dork. But a lovable dork. Estilia. Oh, that's her name. Species, Gorgon. Age, She doesn't want us to know. Favorite medium, floppy disks. Well, that explains the save feature. Since an age long past, Gorgons have been known to be keepers of records. This Gorgon in particular heads the checkpoint division. Estilia will keep track of your progress in stages and let you respawn if you get beat up too bad by pirates. It's a very nice trick to have access to. Why you in particular? She must have a thing for heroines. Again, other best character. Cakeboy. Species, boy. Age, boy. Catchphrase, no cake left behind! Cakeboy is Cakeland's defender of all that is fluffy and light. He does his best to transport lost and stolen cake back to their rightful owners, usually behind blue and white doors. His arch nemesis is Dark Cake, an evil version of Cakeboy from the mysterious Chocolate Zone. They are bound by cakey fate to fight over the fate of Cakeland. Basically arcade stuff. And that's all. So with that, we are officially done with Khimera Destroy All Monster Girls. Yeah. So I'd like to thank Saxophone for joining me on this escapade. And I'd like to thank you all for watching. And next up, I think I'll actually go back to Kirby Perfect Running and do Kirby Squeak Squad. So, and with that, bye-ya! See you next time!